Stop asking Chinese factories this one question. Almost every first-time buyer asks Chinese factories one question, thinking it's their ticket to a killer deal. But here's the twist. That question pretty much guarantees you'll get a higher price and lower quality product. It's the kind of question that instantly flags you as an amateur, killing your negotiation power before you even start. In this video, I'm going to tell you what that question is, why it's so destructive, and what you should be asking instead to earn some respect and lock in a much better deal for your business. So, what is this kiss of death question? It's simple. It's direct, and chances are you've probably asked it yourself. You find a supplier that looks promising, you fire off a message, and the first thing you ask is, what is your best price? Or maybe a variation like, what's your lowest price? Or how cheap can you make it? Look, I get it. On the surface, it seems totally logical. You're in business to make a profit, and your cost of goods is a huge part of that. So you cut to the chase. You want the best price, so you ask for the best price. It feels efficient, correct? No. In sourcing from China, when you try to source from China, this is one of the biggest blunders or mistakes you can make. And by the end of this video, you will see exactly why this seemingly innocent question is costing you a fortune and setting you up for failure. To get why this question is so damaging, you have to put yourself in their shoes, as in the supplier's shoes. You need to start thinking like a buyer in your home country and start thinking about how a Chinese factory owner hears that question. They don't hear, I'm a serious buyer or a professional buyer. What they hear is, I am a total beginner, I'm just price shopping with a dozen other factories. I have no clue about quality, and I'm probably going to be a high maintenance customer who would ditch them tomorrow for a 1 cent difference. So just like that, you're mentally sorted into the low quality buyer pile. And low quality buyers get two things: a high starting price and the constant threat of a low quality product. Let's break down what happens next. First, you're basically inviting them to give you the tourist price. The supplier assumes you have no frame of reference. By asking for the best price, you've shown them your hand. This is just the start of a negotiation. So they hit you with a highly inflated quote that has a massive negotiation buffer baked right into it. They expect you to haggle, so they start high. This isn't their real price. It's a number designed to make amateurs feel like they've won after haggling it down, when in reality they're still overpaying. Second, this is even crazier. This is what actually happens to quality. When you lead with price, you're sending a crystal clear message. Cost is all that matters. This is a green light for a supplier to figure out how to make your product cheaper. And how do they do that? By cutting corners. They will start thinking about using slightly thinner materials, lower grade components, less skilled workers, or spending less time on quality control. A drop in price almost always means a drop in quality. You might feel great about negotiating that quote down by 15%, but the supplier may have just got 20% off the quality to protect their margin. You think you won, but you actually lost. Finally, you lose all your leverage. Business in China is often built off of guanxi. I've told you this before, connections, a concept that revolves around relationships, trust, and mutual benefit. It's not just a transaction, it's a partnership. When you open with, what's your best price? You make it purely transactional. The supplier has no reason to invest in a relationship with you. They see a one-time customer chasing the lowest number, not a long-term partner. They won't offer you their best terms, their top production line, or their best service because they assume you have no loyalty. Asking for the best price upfront is like going on a first date and asking, so what's the absolute bare minimum I need to do to get you to marry me? It's awkward, it's disrespectful, and totally misses the point. In Chinese business culture, there's a saying, first make friends, then do business. You've just skipped the friendship part and jumped straight to making demands. So if you can't ask for the best price, how do you ever get it? This is the most important part of the whole video. You don't ask for the best price, you earn it. You earn it by changing your approach from buyer to partner. A factory isn't just a vendor, they are an extension of your business. Their success is tied to yours. A partner is someone a factory wants to work with for years to come. They're looking for a stable, reliable, and smart customer who brings in consistent orders. When you prove you're that person, they will want to give you their best price to keep your business and grow with you. How do you signal you're a valuable partner and not just another price shopper? It all starts with that very first message. Instead of a lazy one-liner, your first contact should be a professional intro that shows you're a serious buyer. Don't just ask for a price, give them information that demonstrates your potential. Start by briefly introducing your brand, your market, and what you're trying to build. You're not just buying widgets, you're buying a business. Let them in on that. A solid intro sounds more like this. Hello, my name is Donald, and I'm the sourcing manager for One Gold Sourcing Solutions. We're an e-commerce brand in, let's say, Ghana. That's where I'm from. That specializes in high-quality kitchen gadgets for home chefs. We are currently expanding our product line and are looking for a long-term manufacturing partner. Right away, you've told them you're a real business with a plan, not just some random person with an idea. You've positioned yourself as a potential partner. This is where you really separate yourself from the crowd. Instead of asking for a price on some generic item, show them you've done your homework. Give them a detailed product spec sheet. That should include materials. Don't just say metal. Say 304 grade stainless steel. 2 will be dimensions and also probably weight. You can put them together. Give them exact measurements and the weight of the product you want to get. Colors also, you could say Pantone color code, blah, blah, blah for accuracy. Finishing, do you want it matte, glossy, or brushed? Packaging, specify the box type, inserts, and any printing you need. Logos and branding, show them where the logo goes and how it's applied. When you do this, you're no longer asking, what's your price? You're asking, what will it cost to build this exact product to my high standards? This stops them from giving you a lowball quote based on cheap materials they assume you won't notice. It proves you know what you're doing and you care about quality. Now that you've set the stage, you can ask questions that invite them to collaborate and show you respect their expertise. Instead of the bad question, try these. 1. Based on the detailed specs I've sent over, could you please provide a tiered price quote for 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000 units? This shows you're planning for growth and lets them quote based on economies of scale. What is your standard quality control process for a product like this? At what stages of production do you perform inspections? This tells them quality is a top priority for you. And here's the golden question. Looking at our design, do you see any parts that might be difficult or expensive to manufacture? Do you have any suggestions to optimize the design for better quality or cost without compromising the core function? That last question is pure gold. It flips the dynamic from price shopping to potential partner. You're showing them you respect their experience. A good supplier will jump on this and give you a valuable feedback. They might suggest a small tweak that saves you 5% and makes the product more durable. A bad supplier, the kind you want to avoid, will just say no problem to everything. Now, only after you have detailed quote based on your detailed specs should you even start talking about price. And even then, you don't ask, is that your best price? Instead, you use leverage and respect. A professional approach sounds like this. Thank you for the detailed quotation. We're very impressed with your factory's capabilities. As part of our process, we are reviewing quotes from 2 other specialized suppliers. The pricing is currently about 8% higher than another quote we received. That said, we feel your communication has been superior and we'd much prefer to build a long-term partnership with you. Is there any flexibility on your price that could help us close this gap and move forward with the sample order? Do you see the difference? It's respectful, it's based on facts, you have other quotes, it includes a compliment, you value their service, it gives them a real reason to lower their price. Not just to make a sale, but to win the business of a great partner. All right, all being said, so what's the big takeaway here? The problem is asking, what's your best price? Right out the gate, it makes you look like an amateur and all but guarantees a bad deal. You will end up with an inflated price, compromised quality, and a weak supply relationship. The solution is to stop acting like a haggler and start acting like a business partner. You earn the best price not by demanding it, but by proving you are a knowledgeable, serious, and long-term customer worth fighting for. Introduce your business like you know exactly what you're doing. Provide incredibly detailed specs. Ask smart questions that show you value, quality, and expertise. And negotiate with respect using data and shared goal of a long-term partnership. When you start doing that, you won't even need to ask for the best price. They will be offering it to you. Hey, if you found this valuable, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more sourcing strategies that will save you a ton of money and headaches. If you like this video, kindly watch the next one.